Hallihallo, Namaste, ihr Lieben. Ich bin hier heute ohne den Danilo. Ich habe von ihm gehört, dass er heute keine Zeit hat, aber ich bin trotzdem da für euch. Quatsch, es ist ja in Englisch. Was mache ich? Hello, what do I do? It's an English live stream and I'm talking German. I'm so sorry. Anyhow, it's Bharati here. I'm here for question and answers for you. And today Danilo cannot join us. So he might come next time. I heard he is actually with his yogis in the ashram. And so that's why I'm here. So it's interesting. I have started with talking German. So everybody who will see it later, I'm sorry. It's the same with when I do German live streams than before, and or English live streams. Sometimes I think in English, and when I do German work, I think in German. So question and answers. What are your questions, right? In this time, actually, it's interesting. I have absolutely no questions coming up here. So then I will just sit in silence for a moment, meditate a moment, and wait until more people coming in and some questions popping up. So we can also be in silence if you don't have any questions, no problem. So, my reality is for sure complete different than yours. So it's your live stream, guys. If you have questions, you can ask them and you can put them in the chat. So I have actually no clue what to talk about it right now. I feel a little empty right now and don't have anything I want to share. So if you have questions for me, you can put them here. So maybe I can talk about that channel until you decide to ask something. That YouTube channel Danilo and I have here, actually, it was designed by Danilo to actually give answers on the pineal gland, to give answers on meditation techniques. So that was the idea. And then over the time, we actually felt more and more subjects also come in. So there were a long time the idea of, wow, I'm doing a lot of podcasts. And what I feel right now is I will do some podcasts, but not so much pushing, because personally I felt it's very, very easy to get with so many people in contact, but also then to completely go in some way I was not expecting, right? So, and that is not my expertise anymore. It comes in very different sceneries, but it's always very mind-opening and very much, to learn, of course, from every experience. So to do podcast is something a little bit different than to do YouTubes, because you're interacting, you're asking people, and it's the problem I felt. I wanted to really do it twice a week, actually one a week, and then I thought, okay, every second week, and then I felt like, wait a moment. It's so easy to completely lose the focus on what I want to bring to the world, right? So there will be still some podcasts will happen, but not so much pushing, like speed one after another. Happy to be here. Please, let me know what you need help for. Hi, Thomas. That's good. If you have no question, we're in the moment. That's an interesting question. Hello there. I think my Ayana chakra, the third eye, right, is opening. I can see what people in reality are. I can read face and tell about the mind. What should I do while meditating to go deeper and open up the chakra? Oh, so are you okay with that? Seeing all that, how does it make you feel? You know how you feel. So that is one stage to get people, but there's always a level of persona and illusions and Maya around us that let us see some things, but not everything. And when that sometimes for some time goes away, we can, see more. You feel great with that? That's good. Okay, because many people feel not great. And there are different stages in this. So, sometimes we think we get it, but then there's more behind we don't get yet. So if you feel good and great with that, if you want to go deeper, go as much as you can in silence, connect to yourself. That is always something very important. And I think the most important is really, to start doing mantras in silence. That is the most powerful way. Or even go into a room, in a dark room, and sit there in silence. What is a bija mantra for crown chakra? Actually, it's very interesting. There are a lot of bija mantras, but the most powerful actually is Om. And for the silence has the most impact on the crown chakra. So the silence has the most impact. So if you look around, how many people can be in silence? Many people need a lot of actions, this, and traveling, and I mean, now they cannot do it because of the lockdown. But it's very interesting because now in Germany, they said they want to put the people, in silence so that they cannot speak when they are in a shop or something. Or I don't know where it was. No, they cannot speak when they are on a train or something. Yeah, you have to be in silence when you're in the train. So not just that you have to put the mask, they also have, even with the mask, you are not allowed to talk. And of course, I found it pretty weird in the beginning, but then I also thought, wow, but it's interesting. It opens people's consciousness. Because if people don't talk, it automatically opens something else. Sure, you're welcome. So actually, also that, when that Sadai chakra opens up, there are many, many, many different levels and layers. And I personally have the experience. It's very, very difficult to show that to somebody else. I don't know if somebody of you tried that. That is sometimes the thing. You cannot prove what you see with your third eye, right? But there are people who are able to see, and actually they're working with other people together who then get proofs or work with that information. The problem is that too much information is closing our third eye and also closing our crown chakra and our connection also for solutions. So, and personally, I feel right now this is so much happening and so many levels, so many agendas, so many. I mean, right now, I personally feel I could be all the time watching all the time any videos and streams and kind of agendas and ideas and everywhere where you are, you're like, oh yeah, there could be, oh yeah, oh. And then actually it's the mind very much coming in. And so only in the silence we find the peace and the, answers. And the answers in this worldly world are many times different than in the spiritual world. Sometimes you might look very crazy on what you're doing or not doing, but you sometimes know more because you get some information there. If it's not the mind, right? So how to know what is the mind and how to know what is the third eye and how to know what is a crown chakra, that is also very, very interesting. And I think part of it, it's actually really the time will tell. You will see. Actually, right now, what I feel also very strongly is that a lot of, how to say, a lot of energies are playing in many, many different ways. So it can be even confusing to get all of them. So the mind tries to figuring out, right? So any more questions you have? No? I also not very talkative today. You can feel it, right? I'm like also want to be in silence. I'm like, okay, so if you don't have anything, I don't know what to talk about. Actually, as more as I know, I come to the point that I don't know. As more as I think I get it, as more as I like, oh my gosh, right? For me personally, I feel there's so much going on. Also all the happenings in the world is so much connected to our future. Wow. It's really like a movie. When we open the third eye and our energy, we can feel it's like a movie. There's a key to happy life. Yeah, actually, Ramakrishna, there are many different levels of happy life. So in the old scriptures say, if you want to have a happy family life, don't enter too much spirituality. Why? There's a yin yang, right? So best is if you are staying a little bit humble and giving more than you receive. And I think also what is important is that we don't expect too much from the world, because it's a big illusion. So, and if you have some happiness, really protect it. No problem. Be your topic, you can write it. How to clear aura. Aura is connected to our physical body, right? And the physical body, actually, when the energy is getting too tense, the aura also gets more and more tense. So one thing is bathing with salt, staring at a flame, and there are levels where it gets difficult to clean the aura in a certain level. So, but that are the basics, like showering with salt, staring in a flame, chanting mantras, and eating good. It's important not to eat meat. That helps. So now I don't know what that is. We have some, what is that? Says potatoes. Okay, I don't know. How to keep yourself from suicide? Oh my gosh, that's a heavy question. Why you want to do suicide? Right? So I think important is when you have a very strong energy in you that things are not running your way, we have to understand that this is on this planet for many souls normal. In the old, scriptures, it's, we hear the levels of souls. We hear the levels of from the soul knowledge and the power of the soul, and how to understand there are sometimes tests coming in our way, which is very difficult, right? And that's okay. And if it's not okay, then we have to stay in it. We can only do our best. So, too many troubles, uncontrollable things. Yeah. So, I think it's important to connect to higher dimensions and to pray. And I think it's normal that it's can happening. And when you go to difficult times, I think the main problem is that we think we have to be superhumans and don't have any feelings. They already try to, many people will try to manipulate in life. That happens, right? So I think this is that's the thing. It's you have to actually that is not true. People will miss you, and actually for the soul, sometimes souls go to big things. So pray, connect to the higher levels, and sometimes they might interfere. That is important. Yeah, the cell phones are causing us suicide thoughts. Rebunk it. I think so sometimes too, that of what comes from the outside is really can trouble us so much, and nowadays so many different energies and agendas can play. Really, I think we will have this will be very interesting once artificial intelligence is really starting to take over. So there's something there with this artificial intelligence. I'm not really fully in it. I don't really understand completely what is going on there and what the plan is there, but what I understand is that technique is far more advanced than we think. That's what I understand. So sometimes I think also what is really our feelings and what's caused by other energies or lower vibrations. And I think also that there's a reason why sadhus connect to each other. So when you see the sadhus, they're sticking to each other, they're talking to each other, they help each other in the sadhana. Now everybody's almost on their own, right? So that's also not easy. So try to find somebody to talk to. Yeah, I like that too. Try to simplify your life. I think that is a good advice. And I love this too, when we help somebody else, our thoughts will change. Right. That is beautiful. Chant world peace Yeah, that's beautiful. Also chanting, that is important. Actually, they say in the old scriptures also that you can, the most powerful healing is when you do work for others. So what's that? Gavin's newsrooms in California is opening up because of the politicians have already established the hoax agenda. Okay. Yeah. It's really an interesting time. Really an interesting time. I have to say, 1 year before, I would not have thought, no way, to be in thoughts or situations or energies in that I'm right now. No way. I would have never thought that. And I think many who are sensitive are feeling also so much is going on, so much is happening. And the mind has to come up level with that, come up to speed with everything what's going on. And that's not easy. And let's not forget, it's a planet, where it's not a planet of light beings where the light beings are ruling. It's a planet of negative beings are ruling, or the energies. So it's a planet of manipulation. It's a training planet too. So, yeah. They don't want you to stand up for yourselves, and you are allowing it by shutting ourselves up. Someday you're going to wake up and it's going to be too late. Okay. Over my side. Yeah, I think, that's the thing. We have to do it ourselves. We have to absolutely do it ourselves and actually kind of work on it. So it's possible that somebody can touch your third eye and give some vibration and level it up. But the most important is to really connect and to chant and to really act on your own vibration. Thank you. Hello. Actually, yes, it's Shaktipat. It's Shaktipat, it's energy transfer. Absolutely. So, yeah. Nikki, what do you mean by this? I don't understand. They don't want you to stand up for yourself, and you are allowing it by shutting ourselves up. And someday you're going to wake up and it's going to be too late. Explain what you mean by that. Hello from Colombia. So nice. I went to Colombia sometime and did a darkness retreat there. Really, really nice. And it's very magical. In the rainforest, I love that very much. How can I get abundant positive energy and become hopeful? In normal times, I would have a lot of answers. There were times I had a lot of answers. In these times, I can absolutely say there are different challenges in different areas, and I don't know how you acting in this matrix, what are your challenges and your problems. Or I think, very important, what until now always worked in my life was supporting and helping others. That was always my way to doing it. Have you heard about spiritual master Osho? Yes, I heard about him. Sure. It's not my kind of type, I have to say. I find it very interesting how he worked with all his Rolls Royce. And, I come from a different tradition, but sure, of course, that is not new. So actually, there's a very new masters who know, right? Can you share one of your astral travel story with us? Sure. I don't know which one I told. Which one you want to hear? There's so many. I have to think which one I want to share, which one I want to tell. So maybe one I had in India. I don't know which one I already told here. It's already a little longer ago. So, but that was a very, very, very interesting experience. I did a mantra for a long time, for many, many, many months on the divine. And I chanted and chanted and chanted, and nothing seemed to happen. And then, actually, that mantra, what it should do is to give a deep insight. Who are you? Like, who are your, what is your inner blockages? Who are you? And also, how to connect to the energy of the Divine Mother, of the divine vibration. And I actually chanted and chanted, and nothing seemed to work. I felt like some vibration, but yeah, nothing else. So 1 week went over, second week went over, third week went over, and then actually 3 months. I did that mantra for 3 months, right? And then actually, after a while, I went to bed in the afternoon and did a nap. And then actually I felt when I woke up that I started to leave my energy body. And what happened was I connected to a deep sea, like I saw like water and was diving so deep into the water. And I saw another self of mine, another energy, like chained on the ground of the ocean. So it was like chained. How do you say? It was like a chain. And I was stuck there. And that second energy of mine. And I understood that is a part of me who is not connected to my physical self, to my energy, right? So, and then I connected to Mother Divine, who told me that are your, old karmas, your old energies, and everything you're holding back on your vibrations. That is your, your secrets laying here on the ground. And it's like, wow. And she opens the chain, and that energy came back to me, like these two energies merged, that astral energy with that astral energy, and I came back in my body. I woke up and I felt like something very big happened. Something very, very big happened, and that energy of her, you might say it's a dream, but it was so beautiful. Her love in that moment, her smile, her vibration is so amazing. So that touched me so deeply. So deeply. So that was something that really was a very big thing. After that, in my life, a lot of changes happened. So at that time, I started the first time teachings, bigger teachings at the time. I'll check my astro now. Yeah, it's not that easy, right? So, but it is easy. It's not easy, but it is easy because we all do it. We all have that power in us, right? We all have that experience, that possibility in us. So you can really practice. You can really practice. It's possible. Okay, sure. So tell me more about it. What is that about? Why actually you think you was gelling, and what is the other side you feeling thinking about that? Yeah, I'm happy. Also, you're here. Welcome. Yeah, so nice. We are in Agenda 30, the plan to reduce the population. Don't let them take your light away. Right. So, right. A lot is going on. What is that actually? This agenda to reduce population. If you think about, there's this amazing movie, Packing for Mars. Who saw that? And actually, when I see this idea to destroy Earth, whoever that is, and then just packing a few souls to go to Mars, right? What is that? So actually, that all makes us think, right? I don't know if you saw that movie. I will link it here later. And for me, it's I can say, there's so many insights once you meditate. And actually, I came to the point where I thought, I got it. I have enlightenment. I know what it is. I have spiritual experiences. I master my life. I have some ego, but no problem. Oh, and then you actually kind of, or me, can only talk about me. I realized that there are more and more and more levels. And it becomes very, very confusing at the moment for me, for myself, to, ground the energy on that level of the visions and that energies and the experiences I get that together and to really understand what it was. There are times, in spiritual awakening, I feel personally where the mind makes error. I don't know how you feel about it. But for me, it's definitely that. And it's also, there's so many different agendas, right? So many different agendas. So how to know what is what? So how to enlighten you? Yeah, actually, I can, I can tell you. As more I come to the point where I think I know it, as more I come to the point I don't know much. And maybe that's also a good point, because I don't know if you realize that, but many people seem to know everything. Right? I'm personally a little sensitive on that. people who actually think they know it everything and they believe themselves so much. And are we our mind? No, we are not our mind. So how can we say we know everything, right? So I think that's the part of questioning ourselves. So when you sit in meditation and you don't know what is what, that is very good to ask questions. Very good. So if you don't know what to believe, I don't know if you also know that, write it here. If you know that, then just try to really, really connect with your soul and ask, is that what I think really true or not? We are here in time where we need to make a choice to what we want to believe. There's a level of believing to know you can transmute into a positive result. And it will be good on my end. That is beautiful. Like that. Yeah, absolutely. I recommend the book Autobiography of a Yogi because of that, also because it gives so much insights of what a yogic life can be, and also about desires. So maybe that's also a different time right now we are in, but it gives still a very good insight of what is possible and what is not possible, and also what the spiritual path is really about. Like long time in my spiritual path, I had a teacher who was very much so, very, very much so, always, all the time in getting next step of powers and experiences. And everybody who was on that journey, did that had sadhana, the next steps, the next steps, the next step, until the realization came, and many of my friends also, okay, so what is really the goal? And I love that in that book, Autobiography of a Yogi. I love that in that book that points out very, very much so what is really, really important. And I think personally, it has also maybe a connection to the world we are living in right now. Isn't it? If everybody wants more and more and more, it's like a cancer that can never get enough, right? And then you are there where you are, and we're just mistreating the earth. We're just using energy instead, or people instead of connecting what is really important, the humanity, the love, our frequencies. So it's really, really beautiful, and a good book to start to connect. There's so many more books, to connect. I'm not in India right now, but I have thoughts to go back. And yeah, it's night, absolutely. Sleep well. And be blessed. Okay. Yeah. So, India, it's a very, very interesting place. Very interesting place with so many temples, so much going on, and so many secrets, and so many surface levels also. There are many, many surface levels, but nowadays, because a lot knowledge came from the West, and now they're having a lot of different energies there, and also a lot of different knowledge there than before. It's a communist takeover of the world. They don't want you to talk to each other about what you know. So their maskers wasn't about the virus. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes. Yeah, because we're not so many here, so very nice. So I'm here for maybe a few more minutes. If you have any more questions, you can write that to me here. And I want to say something that communists take over. Actually, I wonder why I didn't saw that happen. I know that actually in the old scriptures they talk about Kali Yuga will be pretty intense, which we're in right now. But it's very interesting. I think I saw it, I said it in another live stream before. For me, it's almost as if something interfered with the free will and the karma of the people. Because I did a lot of Nadi readings with a lot of people in the old Nadi reading books and Palmleaf books. And what is very, very interesting that I didn't saw that there was no, nobody there had problems of what we have right now. So I'm wondering why this force, why right now, how much far it was planned. And so for me, that is the point. It doesn't feel this is the free will and the free karma of that planet. There's really a big force behind it, and it's very, 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 very strong. Saying it's political is narrow-minded. We are being sought after toasts about our soul. Absolutely, it's only about our souls. That is also what I feel, and that can be very, very intense once you realize that. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe, I mean, they want to steal our light or souls battle between God and evil. I think more it's like at the end, it's like on which side are you standing? And it seems to me it needs a free will. It seems to be it always needs a consent. And if you don't give the consent, you might get tricked. So you give your consent. That's something I have struggled with to find out right now. That something is definitely going on for sure. It's absolutely, it's intense and galactic underground. And it's also, it's very, very, very easy when you think you don't have a choice that you consent something. Yeah. So it's, yeah. Right. Yeah, there's something it's called predicted programming. And I sometimes think what else is predicted and what else is there. That is what I mean. As more I think I know I don't know anything. Isn't that just interesting? It just put up my organoids, putting them everywhere, connecting to the light and saying, my gosh, what is going on here? Yes, in the making, the collective is not a good thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that once you understand something and then you see there's so many different levels and programmings, and wow. Sometimes I can even feel the programmings, like it's like, wow. Yeah. A lot of vision. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. So, and then when we hear about artificial intelligence, what it can do and will do, and I heard like they want to replace humans with robots. What? And then I have another friend, and he actually told me we have anyhow only 20% humans on the earth. Like, what? What are you talking? Is there 80% are not even human? It's like I don't know. I cannot verify that, but it would absolutely make sense on the energy level of what is standing in the scriptures. As I said, in Kali Yuga is only 20% like really connected to the light. Let's say like that. So does it mean there are evil choices, there's no humanity, or does it really mean there are really different energies? You know what I mean, right? Absolutely. That's the thing. Judging can only, God can only do that. Absolutely. As long we are awake and we know we are spiritual beings occupying a body full of experiences and our lessons. Wow. Why do you think they want to hang Christians? They're humans who have been taken as hosts suppressing that host soul. Gosh. I have a picture of people being hung in Walmart. It's disgusting. They took it off on it. Yeah. I think that is what is all coming to at the end. To not have fear whenever we die. So anyhow, that's all we have to do. And I don't know if it's like this end times really at now the agenda goes through, because I also feel there's a shift in energy that people are also waking up to. And that is not done, that battle is not done. So, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I think so too. The globalists is, yes, I don't think they are women too. I know. What the live stream, guys. Can you follow me? Unfortunately, only 10 people here. That's the thing. Not many people listening. But what are we talking about, right? I mean, how can you be human? How can you be human if you do certain things, right? If you have such an evil agenda to take down the population of the world. Once if you try to tell that somebody who is not, in touch with that, they will think you nuts. Because it's not a human thought. And first thing we get when we say that is like, why somebody would do that, right? Of course we cannot understand that. That's really not human. This is like, my gosh. That's interesting. MK Ultra mind control is legal for them to lie. Yeah, actually, I think many people also don't believe they're in karma or anything. It's like they have their own rules. They even might have joy and making you in that direction. Okay. Yes. Hi, you are so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Much love and power to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to you too all. Very sweet. I get a lot of anxiety from the 5G, no internet home. Here, even the phone is very much bothersome. Yeah, here, orgonites. Yeah, and there's so much more. I mean, there are, I don't have it here. There are jackets, with silver strain. So they're jackets with silver strings, and you wear them, and they give at least a little bit protection. And try that. Sometimes I tried that when I had to travel, and it really makes a difference. You can see that in my online shop. I can see that here. I think, in my personal life, I think that sometimes the energy which is there around us, right, is influencing us more than we think, and we have to kind of coming to the point where we see what is what, who is what. Yeah, and there are people who don't have human emotions, no empathy. Absolutely. There are also, there are also narcissists, narcissists or people who have narcissist tendencies. And yeah, if you try to do that with logic and emotions, they absolutely don't care. Mm-hmm. Yes. I know, Nikki. Okay, whoever you are, I know. Okay, I know. So tell me what to do. Yes, I know. And I think that is what it is about. There are many races trying to help us take our souls back. They're writing it on the wall. Is a clue. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. There are many different souls and many different energies. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I know. Right. Did you hear that? This is so crazy for all who never heard that and saw that. There is actually, that I heard the Chinese are having some new thing and actually some technique, and they can block the sun out, right? Wow. That's amazing. They don't want us to be saved. I'm learning a little about it, so I don't have all the facts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense, and it's so heartbreaking. It's very, very heartbreaking, and I think we have to raise above that, right? Oh my gosh, so much levels to that. All I'm saying, even nursery rhythms are telling us clues and connecting it for us to follow. Very, very heavy show, absolutely. Very, very interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, liebe Karin. Hi, Karin. So it's very, very interesting live stream, guys. And there are for sure a lot of clues who can understand that. I think, what is important in these times that we questioning, that we understand, that we don't know. One thing I want to say, sometimes I tell something to my friend and actually then they are like, no, 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 that cannot be. And how do we know what is true, right? So we only can know it by our own experience. So we cannot convince or take somebody with us. So once you have some visions or energies, you cannot actually get that, right? You cannot give it to somebody. What is this live session about? I'm new here. I don't even remember subscribing. I also don't know what that session is about. It's about talking mysteries, asking questions. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's hard to be figured out yourself, but also your experience. If you have experience, if you have experience and you try to tell somebody your experience, so then what to do if they cannot believe you, right? So, and I think that's why it is so important to absolutely do meditation by your own, right? So, yeah. Have a good night. Have a good time. You're deemed crazy and then people give up. I don't have the desire to be popular, so I cannot be made to doubt myself. I know I'm not crazy, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Dear beautiful souls, take care. I see you soon again. Take care. Bye.